The world was ugly. Confusing. On the brink of disaster. But you're free from that now! Welcome to the Isle of Jupiter. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendall something. Scientist, engineer, philanthropist, psychologist, and founder of the city. Long ago, I came up with the idea for the perfect city. A peaceful city where everyone has their place and crime no longer exists. So I went on my yacht and followed the Jupiter star till I came upon this beautiful island. I elevated the city to reach the clouds and avoid the issues we could face with the rising sea levels, and got to work making the perfect city that will save humanity. A perfect city stood before me, and you are about to live it. Everyone here serves an important function on the Isle of Jupiter, so we can all live happily. We've designed the city into 4 sections. Each sector provides a vital task to the overall happiness and success of our city. Through extensive research, we have found that there are really only 4 types of people. We'll test who you are through psychological tests and scientific examinations. Don't worry, they're perfectly safe. Type 1 are those special people who are artsy and pursue creative endeavors. They live happily in Section 1, Bohemia, creating art and entertainment for the rest of the city. Of course, there are the leaders, those who have the skill and patience to make and enforce the laws. They live up there, in the luxurious Vesper Heights. And right over there is where those who love to work with their hands and work really hard live. They are the nothings, because there's nothing they can't do. And last but not least is Section 4. That's where I live. If you're a scientist like me, you'll live in Wendell Commons, making sure the people are in tip-top shape. For your health and safety, we clean the city every 6 hours by misting the city with our natural cleaning agent. But it's such a light misting, you probably won't even notice it. Though as my mom Mabel something used to say, no place can be perfect. There are some rare species that have dangerous diseases, so the doctors will give you a checkup and a chloroplast blast that will make you immune to all those dangerous things. After that, when you're settling into your new home, you may feel a little different. Don't worry, that's just a small side effect from the pill and the new environment. It'll wear off soon and you'll get to live a happy and perfect life on the Isle of Jupiter. I, Dr. Wendall something, guarantee you a great life. Welcome to the Isle of Jupiter. Welcome home.
I heard President Funke is planning this big parade for the centennial. My mom is hoping he'll pick her garden for the Flowers of Nothing float.
I don't see what all the fuss is about. 100 years of Jupiter staying exactly the same hardly seems like something worth celebrating.
Well, not everything is the same. We'll both be 18 by the centennial. Might even have a chance to get out of nothing.
If you got to pick, where would you work?
If I had my choice, I'd be born into Vesper Heights. And then maybe I wouldn't even have to work.
Government work is still work, Lav.
But is it though?
I mean, yeah, all of Funke's team lives in the Heights. You really want the responsibility of the Isle's wellness on your shoulders, also you can live a life of luxury?
I don't know. It sounds pretty great to me. eating food that I didn't have to grow myself, wearing expensive jewelry. I mean, have you seen the jewels on those Heights girls?
Since when do you care about jewels?
Sometimes it can be fun to dream about a life you don't have. Try it sometime.
Who knows? Maybe they'll determine Vesper Heights is where you've belonged all along.
I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up just as my mother, gardening with my one hope of excitement coming from the president picking my flowers for a float.
I guess you'll know for sure in a couple days because you're getting your ID soon, right?
I've got my appointment this afternoon. I had my consultation at the office a few days ago.
Are you nervous?
Why should I be nervous?
I don't know. I've heard it changes you. You know, turning 18 isn't like any other birthday. It's your first step into adulthood.
A step in the right direction, if you ask me.
Just as long as you don't start having the attention span of my mom. I swear she can't get through one thought without it being interrupted by another.
Mine too. That's when we'll really have to start worrying when we turn into our parents.
What time's your appointment?
In a couple hours. I thought I'd head to the Commons early. You're welcome to join if you'd like.
No, that's all right. I should probably head home and help Mom and Reg with the packaging.
Your mom's already got your sister started on the family business?
I think she's worried I'll be sent to work in Wendell's Commons next year, so she's training Reg just in case.
Well, I hope for my sake that we're both working in the Commons next year. I don't know how I'd get through the rest of my life in nothing without you.
Lav, even if we're both separated, you'll always have me.
I've been friends with Lavender for as long as I can remember. It felt silly to question whether or not we'd remain friends in adulthood. And yet, the next week brought so many questions. Was a life in Wendelson really what I wanted? Or did I just want something that would make me feel special? I've spent most of my life feeling unspectacular. I was a zero, as the Vespers would say. Was it presumptuous to think I could be more than just a girl from nothing?
Hey, Basil! Wait up!
As I turned around, I found the voice calling out was none other than Randall Squips, a childhood friend from Wendelson. He's been like a younger brother to me over the years.
What are you doing here, Squips?
I was looking for you, actually. I didn't see you at the lab yesterday.
Oh yeah, today was our final day of exams, so my mom let me stay home and study, but I should be back with an extra shipment of Brugalicin tomorrow. Reg's helping us package tonight.
Oh, great. Yeah, I wasn't really worried about the shipments. I just, yeah, I was making sure you were okay.
Geez, Squips, you worry too much. What are you going to do next year if I stop delivering? You can't be concerned with my health every single day you don't see me.
Why would you stop delivering next year?
I get my ID soon. Maybe I'll go off into the real world. I can't live blissfully unaware of my future like you anymore.
I'm not blissfully unaware. Besides, I'm less than a year away from my ID. I'm not as young as I seem.
Whatever you say.
Hey, maybe you'll end up working in the lab with my dad. You're already in the Commons most days anyway. It'll be a perfect fit.
That's what my mom keeps saying, but I don't want to jinx it. Most Nothing residents stay in the worker district anyway. No one in our direct cohort has been moved up to Wendelson. They've barely even made it to Bohemia.
Why would anyone choose to be moved to Bohemia? Just a bunch of artists who barely make more than the hardworking farmers.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if that might be a more fulfilling life. If only I had an ounce of artistic skill.
Basil, come on. You have so much more to offer than any of those Caravaggios.
Language. You wouldn't call me a zero, would you?
What? No, never. If anything, you're a hero.
Whatever you say, Squips. I better head home. I'll see you at the lab tomorrow.
How was your last day, sweetheart?
Fine. Lavender's off to Wendelson today to get her ID.
Well, isn't that exciting?
I guess. Where's Reg?
Out in the garden picking some vegetables for dinner tonight.
Great. Another night of carrots and bacon.
Why would you say that?
Because those are her favorites. She picks that literally every time she gets to choose the dinner vegetable.
Oh. Oh, I guess you're right. Basil, do you mind helping me trap the... Oh! One moment. Why, yes, Mr. Lately, your shipment will be ready tomorrow. I will deliver it myself. Of course, I'll see you then. Goodbye. Now, what was I doing?
You were asking me to help chop the,
Chop the what?
I don't know, you never finished the sentence. Who was that on the phone?
That was Mr. Lavely asking about his shipment.
Who?
Parsley!
Huh?
That's what I wanted you to chop. Parsley.
Oh, okay, sure. Mom, since when do we deliver shipments to a Mr. Lately?
Are you excited for your consultation tomorrow?
I guess I'm just not really sure what to expect.
I've been told they have an exciting plan for you.
What kind of plan?
Well, you're just going to have to wait to find out now, aren't you?
When that girl from nothing, Basil, comes in, send her straight back to me.
Can I ask what's so special about her?
You can if you want to be killed. Go. That could be her.
Hi, I'm checking in for an appointment. I'm a little early, but you know.
Last name?
Oh, I don't have one.
First name?
Basil.
Basil. Right, come right this way.
You're not my usual doctor.
Hello, Basil. I'm Dr. October. You're turning 18 soon, and so you have become my patient. I'm going to run some tests on you.
Okay.
This is a standard procedure. Stay still while I scan your brain. Then we can move forward with your ID.
I didn't know that this had to do with, like,
Stay still.
you know.
No talking.
I don't know why, but I felt nervous. I had to remind myself that this happens to everybody. And I am just like everyone else.
There we go.
Something wrong?
There, I have someone to call. Wait here a moment. Hello?
What has happened?
Basil arrived, and it's just as we feared. Her brain, it's different.
Her father did something. He must have.
Do we tell her?
No. We do what we planned. We mold her to our image. I'll talk to her. Hi, Basil. I'm Evian Holiday.
You're from the Heights.
I sure am. But more importantly, you could be too.
I'm from nothing, Miss Holiday.
Nothing is your past, but Basil, Vesper Heights is your future.
I don't understand.
We've been watching you, Basil. Like we watch all of our citizens to make sure they're happy. And you're destined to be more. A leader. So we have an offer for you.
We? Who's...
For President Funke and the Senate.
What? But I'm just, like, you know...
Special, Basil. It's not every day the president takes notice of someone. So I came down here to recruit you for an elusive and exclusive internship. And when you turn 18, you'll be a great candidate for a Vesper Heights life.
But that means that...
That will be the first nothing to move into Vesper Heights in 69 years. This is a big deal, Basil. So do you accept?
I didn't know how to answer. This was all so sudden.
Hello, Basil. Do you accept?
I don't know.
Well, you better know quickly. You're an integral part of the centennial ceremony.
What? How?
Well, it's on your birthday. And so the perfect day to show the world that a girl from nothing can ascend to Vesper Heights. President Funke himself will give you your ID. Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
Well, I will see you soon to start molding you into Vesper Heights material. Ta-ta!
So?
She seems on board, which is good because if her views change and she finds out who she is, our way of life could change forever.
Then let us hope no one changes her views at all.
sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I'm just not used to smoke where I'm from.
And where would that be?
Nothing.
No one smokes in nothing?
It's bad for the crops.
Right.
What are you, what do you do? So you're getting your ID soon too, I take it?
ID? Nah, I got around those.
But how could you get around that? Everyone on the aisle gets one when they turn 18.
Not if you arrive when you're 19.
You mean you weren't born here?
Nope. And glad of it.
Oh?
Let's just say the longer people stay here, the weirder they get. Especially the adults.
What do you mean?
You ever notice how the adults around here will drop everything the second someone from the Heights interacts with them? There's this bizarre hierarchy going on here that I don't plan on adhering to.
Hierarchy?
You're telling me you've never noticed anything weird with your parents?
Well, my mom sometimes.
Ask her about it next time. What about your dad?
He's no longer with us.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
It was a long time ago now, but he was different from what I remember. Wait, but if you're not here to get your ID, what are you doing here?
Like I said, there's this bizarre hierarchy going on here, but unlike the rest of the aisles, I plan on trying to figure it out.
Well, what do you know so far?
I've got a couple of leads back in Bohemia. That's where I'm from.
Oh, so you're like an artist.
I consider myself a poet. That's why I come here. I wanted to change the scenery, just to let my vision flourish, you know? I just didn't realize I was entering an alternate universe.
I've never met an outsider before.
Maybe that's because you've been the outsider all along. We all live on the outside of what we long to be. On the inside keeps us prisoner as we try to flee.
Wow. Did you write that?
Like I said, I'm a poet.
Basil! Sorry, I'm late. I thought your appointment was done at 3.
No problem, Squips. I got there early, but I haven't been waiting long. Besides, I've had company.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
I don't think so. Unless you've ever found yourself in Bohemia.
Can't say I have.
Sorry, this is my friend Randall Squips. My family's farm delivers to his dad's lab here in Wendell. And Randall, this is oh my gosh. Sorry, I just realized I never got your name.
Connor. But my friends call me Crow.
Crow.
Oh?
I'm Basil.
Basil? Anyone ever call you Bay?
No, I mean,
Bay?
not yet.
Well, if you ever find yourself in the art district, look me up. I'm curious to see if you'll discover anything. It was nice to meet you, Bay. Randall.
What was he talking about? Discover what? And who gives him the right to give you a nickname?
Randall, it's nothing. Or at least I think it's nothing. I don't know.
Okay, well, how was your appointment?
Fine. Weird. Randall, I'm sorry, but I think I need to get home. Can we hang out another time? I promise I'll explain later.
What? Basil, is something wrong?
I'll answer when I know for sure. I'll see you later, Squips.
Who was this mysterious boy who seemed to know more about the Isle than anyone who'd lived here their entire life? Was he right? Was something wrong with the adults of Jupiter? If he was on to something, I needed to act fast. I'd had my appointment, and it was only a matter of days before I turned 18 and adulthood sucked me into a hypnosis I wouldn't be able to escape. I'd have to dig deeper.
Home already? I thought you and Randall were going to hang out after your appointment.
Something came up.
What?
How come we don't make any deliveries to Bohemia?
Why would you ask that?
I just noticed we only make shipments to the Wendelston labs and like very specific people in the Heights. Why is that?
Well, because that's who requires our shipments.
But why? I mean, I understand the labs, but what are they doing with arugula lesson in the Heights?
There. Well, you know.
No, I don't. Like, maybe you could tell me, because I'd be happy to start making the Vesper deliveries.
No. I mean, no, sweetheart. That won't be necessary. Hello? Yes.
Mom, who is that?
Basil, I am on the phone.
Mom, call them back.
Of course. Yes, it will be ready tomorrow. Happy to help.
Who was that? Mom.
Right. Well, since you'll be joining us for dinner tonight, would you mind going outside to pick some more rutabaga? Rag only got enough for the two of us.
Sure. Can I, do you mind if I take a phone call first?
Of course, sweetheart.
Lav, I need to talk to you about something.
Basil, is something wrong?
What happened at your appointment yesterday?
What do you mean, what happened? I got my ID, you know this.
No, but like, was there anything weird about it?
What are you talking about? The IDs are a necessary part of maintaining a positive livelihood on the Isle. We owe our happiness to the hard workers of Vesper Heights.
Hard workers? Of the Heights? Didn't you say they were just wealthy people with nice clothes?
Of course not. I would never insult Vesper Heights in such a way.
I have to go, Lavender. Mom, change of plans. I won't be staying home for dinner. I've got a friend to meet up with. The outsider. Wilder than she knew. Effervescent like...
Basil, is that you?
Oh, yes. What brings you to the art district?
I could ask you the same question.
Oh, I'm meeting up with a friend. Only I realized that he never told me where he lived, and Bohemia is way bigger than I thought it would be. So,
well, a young woman like yourself shouldn't be in Lower Bohemia all alone, especially when you don't know where you're going. Why don't you come with me?
Oh, no. That's all right. I'm sure I can find him.
I really insist you come with me. There's something I've been meaning to speak with you about.
All right. Honestly, Miss Holiday, I don't see what's so important that she had to take me all the way to the Heights to tell me about it.
Oh, you'll see, Basil. Just give me one moment.
Evian, I wasn't expecting you tonight.
Oh, the girl is on to us.
Whatever do you mean?
Found her lurking around Bohemia tonight. It's only a matter of time before some of those good-for-nothing Caravaggio's start giving her detrimental information.
Who was she with?
Oh, no one. She said she was looking for a friend, a male.
You don't think it could be?
Well, how could they possibly know each other? He hasn't shown his face since Dale and his wife, well, you know.
Where is she now?
Outside.
You brought her here?
I had to get her out of that damn art district!
And you didn't think to just bring her home? Evian, we had a plan. She'll meet me when the time is right. Now, take her home and figure out a way to keep her out of Bohemia.
And how do you propose I do that?
We must keep her surrounded by the right people. If we want to guarantee her a solid start in the Heights, why not offer her a tour as an introduction to her new life?
I suppose that could work.
Of course it'll work. Once she sees what her life could be like here, well, she'll never want to step foot in Bohemia again.
your sake, I hope you're right. Future of the Isle depends on it.
The sky is purple and warm, but I am torn. The humble flower or the precious thorn? What, I dare ask? But the answer is a mask. Do I put it on? Caw, caw, caw. The birds sit and cry. Why do they cry when they could fly? Basil, Basil, Basil. What will you choose? What will you lose? The wildest waters, the calmest sand. Bay, take my calloused hand. Bay!
What a nightmare. I wonder what it means. Reg, Mom, I'm gonna go till the soil.
Have fun, sis!
Thanks, Reg.
Looking for someone?
Crow, what are you doing here?
Bae, I'm here because I need to tell you something.
Is everything okay?
Okay. Nothing here is ever okay.
That's so deep.
I know, but listen. Your brain scans. I saw them.
But how is that possible? You're artsy.
The things you don't know.
What is that supposed to mean?
You can be artsy and sciencey, Basil. It's possible, but they don't want you to know that.
Why?
I wish I could tell you, but I don't know.
Why did you even look at my brain scans?
I wanted to know why those Vespers were so interested in you. They have an ulterior motive. Your brain is special, Bae. I don't know why yet, but I know someone who might.
What happens if I find out?
Then maybe you can fix this city. Help all of us out, not just the Vespers.
And if I don't?
Then you enjoy your internship. Live a peaceful life in the Heights.
I saw the look in his eye. If I did nothing, I would live a perfect life, but a perfect life without him.
So who do we meet?
I have a friend in the lower district of Bohemia. You free now?
Basil? What's going on? What's this guy doing here? Scram, pigeon.
His name is Crow. Squips, I have to go.
With this guy?
You don't trust me with Bae?
No, to be frank, I don't trust you with Basil.
Randall, something's weird with my brain. Crow, show him the scans that you snuck out.
Oh, I see. This is dangerous. Your brain can't accept the arugula lesson. I've never seen anything like this. And now they want you to be a Vesper?
Yes.
So then you're going...
We're going to meet my friend. Knows all about the brain and this city.
Don't tell me it's in Lower Bohemia.
It's in Lower Bohemia.
Well, then I definitely don't think you should go there alone with him. I'm coming.
Fine. But let's move before the Vespers arrive to pick up Bae.
Pour me another one, Jack. Thank you.
This place is a mess.
I wouldn't expect a beaker like you to understand art.
Let's just meet the guy and get out of here. This place creeps me out.
All right. There he is.
Basil, if you want, we can still back out.
No. I have to do this.
You better be here to buy me a drink. If not, you better go.
Hennesy, I need you to look at something.
Bother someone else, kid.
Just look at her brain scans, okay?
Is she a 0?
I was scared. Did Crow sense it? Is that why he put a hand on my shoulder? I don't want to read too much into it, because this drunk man is right. I am just a 0.
Did she just zone out mid-conversation? Like,
Hen, she's different.
do I know you?
I don't think so.
Right. Sorry, you reminded me of a friend I used to have.
Listen, Hennesy, the Vespers are way too interested in Basil's brain. It can't accept the Aruga lesson.
How do you know what they do with Aruga lesson, huh?
My parents wouldn't tell me, but it's the only thing we work with, so I snuck into their lab and found out.
And what did you find out?
Not much, just that they use the Aruga lesson to prep the brain for something when we turn 18.
Chips.
Well, I don't think they have chips here.
No, the Aruga lesson allows them to chip your brain. The issue was that the chip doesn't like to stay. The brain fights back, but the Aruga lesson sedates the brain. You see, they inject the herb and the chip into you when you get your ID. And then they continue to spray the Aruga lesson in the air, so the brain never has the chance to fight back. All this to control you, to keep up the illusion of happiness.
You don't seem happy.
A long time ago, a friend of mine, well, he had an antidote.
There's an antidote.
It's called the Basil root. Bioengineered to dissolve the chip and reverse the effects of the Aruga lesson. But those Vespers burned it all, along with my wife and my best friend.
I'm so sorry.
But how did you know all that?
'Cause I was born a Vesper, kid. Vespers are supposed to marry Vespers. You know, it keeps things orderly. But I fell in love with Rose, a beaker. She noticed what they were doing, and so we made a foolish plan to stop it. She had a friend, Dill, who worked with the Aruga lesson, and had some old journals of Dr. Wendall something. Dill created an antidote, and we were gonna redistribute it, but I was careless. And the Vespers found our secret lab. The next day they said there was an accident on the farm where our lab was. And they knew, I knew, it wasn't an accident. So they changed my ID and sent me here to rot. So please, leave me be. Let me rot.
Your friend's name was Dill. Basil, that's...
That's my father.
Crow, show me those brain scans. Well, shit. Looks like he gave you the antidote.
He did?
So, Hen, will you help us out?
I'm sorry, but my days of rebellion are behind me.
Please. For Dill.
You would need to go to the Heights. I can't go back, but I can help you make a plan.
Let's do this fast. I have to meet with Evian for leadership classes in like an hour.
All right, then someone get me a pen and paper.
Or maybe someone else should write while you sober up.
Good idea.
And as I looked around, I had this weird feeling. I think it's hope. Randall really held his own in there. I never saw that side of him before. Maybe he's more than I give him credit for. Is Crow looking at me? I don't ever think he could be into a girl like me. He's a mystery wrapped in an enigma inside a question. I'm just me. I almost blew our cover because I couldn't focus on my leadership lesson. All I could think of was the plan. Could I really save Lavender? Was my dad really killed by the Vespers? I never imagined a future with Randall or Crow, but those thoughts consume me now. But that future can't happen if the plan doesn't go perfectly.
Hi, Basil. How are your lessons?
They were fine, Mom, thanks.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, Reg and I have already eaten dinner, but we have leftovers
They
if you...
fed me there.
Well, how sweet of them. My daughter, living in the Heights. Who would have thought?
Not me.
You're so funny.
Could you tell me about Dad?
We loved each other, got married, had you and Reg. He died in an accident on the farm.
But can you tell me more details, please, Mom?
I'm exhausted. I'm heading off to bed.
Can I at least go in his office?
You know you can't. See you in the morning.
I'm gonna go anyway. Oh, it's boring. Wait, this desk drawer looks deeper than it is. A map of our farm. But what is this? An underground greenhouse? Basil root. A greenhouse full of basil root. Thank you both for coming.
I didn't realize he'd be here too.
I need both of your help. Okay, this is bigger than all of us.
Basil, what's going on? What is this?
My dad's underground greenhouse.
Isn't building a greenhouse underground kind of counterintuitive?
Not if the plant you're growing needs to stay out of the sunlight.
How is that possible?
Basil, what kind of plant is this?
Basil root.
Basil root? You mean the antidote Hennesy was talking about?
It's been here all along.
Of course! Without the sunlight, the chloroplast is forced to deform, making it an ideal organism for protecting the
mitochondrial cells. How did you know that?
Beakers aren't the only ones on this isle who know about science.
That's cool. Yeah, good for you, I guess.
How much would you say is in here? Is it still usable?
The root doesn't need sun or water. It thrives on its own free will. And it's hard to say.
What are you going to do with all of it?
Well, that's why I brought both of you. If my dad and Hennessy's wife died because of their knowledge of this plant, it's obviously something powerful. Something that goes against everything President Funke wants, but it can't be dangerous. Why else would my dad give it to me and my sister? Clearly, it's protecting us from something.
From what?
From the brainwashing that the chip gives you. Bae, didn't you say your dad was always different from your mom? He must have given himself the antidote too. He wasn't being controlled like the rest of the adults around here.
Which means that with this greenhouse, we'd have the power to help more than just me and my sister.
But how?
Squips, can you take a sample back to the lab to investigate?
Investigate what?
If there are other ways of getting the basil root into the system, preferably non-invasive methods.
I think I know where you're going with this. I'm on it.
Perfect.
Wait, when were you thinking?
I mean, like, if you could go now, that would be great.
Right, sure. Are you coming too?
I'm going to hang back. I don't want my mom to get suspicious when she comes home and I'm not here.
Don't worry, I'll keep her company.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that, Crow.
Fantastic, then it seems like we all know what we're doing.
Yeah, fantastic.
As Randall left, I could sense his growing frustrations over Crow's lingering presence, but I secretly was glad to get a moment alone with him. There was still so much about this outsider I longed to know. As his gaze transferred over to me, I looked into his eyes and saw a million stories just waiting to be uncovered. If only I could guarantee we'd get the time.
What's going through your head? I can see you're lost in your thoughts. dad?
He saw there was something wrong about this place and set out to do something about it. I've never done anything for anyone but myself. I don't know how to be a hero.
You're doing something now. I'm sure he'd be proud of you.
You never talk about your parents.
They haven't come up in the 2 days we've known each other.
What were they like?
They're still alive, but I doubt they probably even notice I'm gone, and that's all you really need to know about them.
I'm sorry. That must be lonely.
I find that I'm never really alone when I've got my poetry to guide me.
What do you write about?
Anything I see. I welcome inspiration in any form, like an old friend just waiting to be greeted.
Wow.
Wilder than she knew. Effervescent like the rain. Basil was her name.
The poem I found in Bohemia, that was about me?
It's a haiku.
I've never heard a haiku before.
It's from Japan.
Where?
It's... What?
Basil?
Oh, no, Oregano. She and Mom must have just gotten back.
Your sister's name is Oregano?
We call her Reg for short. You really have something to say about that, Crow?
Right.
Anyway, they can't know what's down here.
You go up. I'll lock up the greenhouse and then we can meet tonight.
Okay, perfect. I'll come up with an excuse to get away. I'll meet up with Randall and the lab first, but maybe we can all reconvene in Lower Bohemia tonight.
Looking forward to it. Bay.
Squips, what'd you find?
The basil root is in perfect condition and it's strong. Arugulescent requires repeated exposure in order to stay in the system, but not basil root. I mean, just think about it. Your dad gave it to you before he died, and it's still in effect now. We'd only have to expose the population to it once, and then the chips would be rendered useless. That's must be why your dad kept it hidden, and why the Vespers were so quick to go after him and Hennessy's wife. It's a quick solution.
So, how do we get it to everyone?
Well, its aroma is strong enough to enter the brain when inhaled, so it's only a matter of getting the population in the same place at the same time.
The Centennial. Everyone will be in Vesper Heights for the parade.
Yes, but there will also be insane security. Evian and Funke have already seemed to be onto you, so we have to be careful.
Don't you guys use the Arugulescent for air purifying?
Yeah, it's pumped through every major ventilation system on the Isle.
What if it wasn't?
What do you... Oh!
Do you think we could swap it?
It'd be difficult to pull off, but that would work. The main area is in Vesper Heights, so as long as you kept the higher-ups distracted on your tour, I might be able to swap it in time.
I told Crow we'd meet him and Hennesy in Lower Bohemia. We can tell them the plan when we get there.
Are these trips to Lower Bohemia going to become a regular thing with us now?
What do you mean?
This Crow guy.
What about him, Squips?
I don't know. I mean, how well do you really know him?
I only met him a couple of days ago. You know that.
Exactly, and now he's always around.
I'm sorry, do you not like him?
I mean, I don't really know him that well either.
What are you trying to say, Squips?
I care about you, Basil. I don't want to see you get hurt.
I appreciate that, Squips, but
Basil, I don't think you get it. I really care about you. I have for a while now, and I know this isn't the best time, but I think it's time you knew how I really feel.
I beg of you, please stop there. I'm sorry. I care about you too, but I've got a lot on my plate right now. The future of the Isle, for one, and I really can't process this kind of information right now. I just know I'd say the wrong thing, so please don't put me in a position where I can't say the right thing.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just get to Lower Bohemia and figure out a plan.
Whatever you say.
And Randall, for what it's worth, I care about you too, and I'm really glad I have you by my side for this.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
What are you doing over here, Beaker?
Giving Basil some time with Hennesy.
Right.
And if I'm honest, I was just distracted by this painting. The
Summer with no moon.
Bob
Frozen.
Wow.
I didn't know you liked art.
Something about Bob Frozen just speaks to me.
You surprised me, Randall. Not bad for a Beaker.
You're not that bad for a Caravaggio.
I'll drink to that.
So, Basil, are you ready for the plan?
Ready as I'll ever be.
You know, I never thought I would live to see this day. I can't thank you enough, Basil. I know your father's not here, but if he was, he would say he's proud of you. I sure am.
Thanks, Hennesy.
Hey, you look distraught. What's wrong?
Nothing.
All right, then. So listen, I was thinking about bringing back Lego.
It's just not like...
Oh, back to you. Yeah, all right.
Randall's great. And so is Crow.
Okay.
I just, I don't know if I could choose one of them. They're both so different. Randall is for the girl I am, but Crow is for the girl I want to be. Why is my life so hard?
Yeah, I mean, it must be stressful being the one who has to save us all.
Oh, yeah, that's important too. But it's Team Randall or Team Crow, you know?
Right. Well, I'm gonna go drink. Think about Legos.
Hen?
Yeah?
Thanks for all your help. I kind of think of you as
A father figure.
no, an uncle figure.
I'll take it. And Basil, follow your gut. You'll make the right choice.
Thanks. The next time I see you, it'll be a brand new world.
Cheers to that. She's gonna do it. She's really gonna do it. This one's for you, Dill.
I barely slept that night. My thoughts consumed me. This isn't how I thought my 18th birthday would go. The responsibility of saving the city is on my shoulders, and all I could think about is Crow's poem. And what was Randall going to say? Maybe I shouldn't have stopped him. I don't look any different, but I feel like a whole new person. I'm so nervous. Hopefully Evian doesn't notice. Time for the tour. Time to change the world.
Hello, Basil. Are you ready for a tour?
I was born ready.
Well, then let's begin. And then after the tour, we'll get you ready for the main event. Because you certainly cannot be presented looking like that.
Of course.
All right, let's go.
That was the signal. Are you in position?
Yeah, knocked out the guards and ready for you to hand me the herb.
All right, the shipment has been replaced. You just need to grab it from the supplier, then start putting the basil root into the disperser. I'm heading to the main computer to reprogram the chips.
Good luck. And Randall, if we don't make it out of this alive...
We will. Going into a dead zone. You got this, Crow.
Is this this week's shipment?
Yeah. You new here?
Kind of. I've been interning for a while, so I know my way around.
Oh, I mean, I don't need your life story, man. Just need to scan your eyes to confirm drop-off.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't have you in the system, but you said you're new, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna trust you. It's so out of character for me, but I have a lot of shipments today, you know, Centennial, busiest day of my career.
You're telling me.
Yeah, you get it. All right. Well, here's your shipment, and have a nice Centennial.
All right. Let's change the world.
All right, you look perfect. Everyone is going to be in awe of you when you're presented this afternoon. This ceremony is going to be amazing.
It's gonna change the world.
Well, no, probably not that. But I like that you're excited. Anywho, I have a special someone who wants to meet you.
Hello, Basil.
President Funke, hello. I thought I was just going to see you at the presentation.
No. I wanted to talk to you first. Evian, this is going to be a private conversation.
Of course.
So, Basil, how are you?
I'm good.
You know, you remind me of your father.
What?
Do you know your family history? Basil from nothing? I thought as much. Basil, you could be the next Wendall something. It's quite literally in your blood.
What do you mean?
Well, for a while, we thought our great founder, Wendall something, had no living descendants. His son never had any children, and thus ended the something line. But then along came your father. You see, your father wanted to cause trouble. Change our way of life here. So we tested him, and the results were interesting. It turned out that the great Wendall something had a bastard child, and that bastard was your grandfather.
So that makes me,
the great-granddaughter of Wendall something! So, to right the wrongs of your nothingness, when you are presented and get your ID today, you will be known as Basil something!
what? Why tell me this now? Why keep this from me?
Your father was too dangerous to be associated with the something name. We had to make sure it was presented to the right something. You are the right something, right?
Right.
Good! Because your father could have given you and your family a wonderful life, but he made trouble. But now you have the chance for a great life. I mean, imagine what you could do for your overworked sister. Oregano? As a member of Vesper Heights? Oh, look at the time. I do have to go and get ready for the Centennial. See you there, Basil something.
All right, you're gonna make an eensy-weensy pre-prepared small speech and then get your ID. Follow me, Basil.
Okay.
Actually, I need to talk to Dr. October. That guard will lead you there. What is it? What's wrong?
The chips. They aren't working.
What do you mean?
I don't know. We can no longer control people.
Shit. Are they still sedated?
It seems so.
Well, then we go on as regular. Figure all this out after the ceremony. I must go.
It is my great honor to present the first nothing to become a member of Vesper Heights in 69 years, Basil something!
Hello, citizens of the Isle of Jupiter. I am Basil something. The president has warmly welcomed me to this world. But there's something he's been keeping from all of you. People can be more than one thing. They can be scientists and artists, workers and leaders. You're just forced not to believe it because they dulled your emotions and put a chip in your brain.
Whoa, all right. Isn't she funny, everyone?
Crow, now!
What did you do?
Release the antidote for the arugula lesson, a little thing my dad whipped up called Basil or root.
Sir, the crowds are making their way up here.
Well, then get me to safety, damn it! Use your body as a shield or something, come on!
What about my safety?
I don't care about that. You have to protect me, Evian.
No. No, I don't. You don't control me anymore. Funk you!
Everything was happening so quickly in front of me. I stood there as Evian pushed President Funke off the ledge into the raging crowds below.
What are you doing just standing there? Run or something!
She was right. I had to go. But I felt frozen, lost, unsure. Then I felt a familiar hand on my shoulder. Crow.
Basil, we have to get out of here. It's looking dangerous out there. Let's go!
And as Crow and I ran from the crowds of riding people, I couldn't help but notice how attractive he was to me. He held my hand, pulling me through the violence of the streets, and I imagined a future for us, hand in hand. I felt bad for Randall, but we wouldn't work in this new world. No, my future was with Crow, and when I got back to the safety of the farm, I had to confess what I knew was true.
Crow, I have to admit something.
I do too.
No, please, let me. If I don't say it now, I don't know if I will ever have the courage to do it again.
Go ahead.
Connor Crow, I think I love you.
Oh! That's... neato.
So, do you...
I, actually, just asked about Randall, so...
You and Randall? Since when?
We just had more in common than I realized. Beyond how you think you should live. Open your eyes and let yourself laugh. Only then are you ready to love.
You wrote him a haiku too. Like from Japan.
That wasn't... I guess it was? Sorry. See you around, Basil. Nice job, saving the world and all.
You too.
How could all that I know be wrong?
Hey, Miss Something. You still got time for your friends from nothing?
Lav. Oh, you'll never believe what's been going on these past few days.
Word on the street is you've saved the Isle from 100 years of brainwashing?
Well, maybe you would believe it.
I just wish I could have been there to help. To think, if my birthday was only a week later, I could have been by your side through all of this.
I mean, you were the part of the reason I did everything. It's one thing to notice your parents acting a little weird. It's another thing entirely to see it happen with your friends. I knew I had to get the real you back. It's like I said before, you'll always have me.
And I've always been yours. So what'll you do now that you've saved us all?
They've asked me to join the city council. I'm going to be a part of the team to help reestablish the job placements, starting with getting rid of the classist district divisions.
Wow. Not too shabby for a girl from nothing.
As I told Lavender of my dreams for the Isle, I found myself for the first time in my life getting excited about my future. Our future. Before, I never really minded being a girl from nothing, but I think I'm going to like being something even more.
Hey there. My name is Crow. This is Randall. And this is a song we wrote for each other, together. You're about to hear it now. You probably haven't heard it before. But anyway, here it is.
Well, I mean, maybe like Basil and Lavender.
That's debatable.
Okay.
Said me.